Hi, this is the technology presentation video for Group 7. The system of our project is called Jobviser. It is a non-traditional career recommendation system. Our slogan is to inspire and strive. Our 3 group members are shown here. Jobviser is an intelligent job analysis and recommendation system, which has a complete system structure, including front-end user interaction interface, back-end database and intelligent reasoning system. It has 4 main functions, which is assessing personality traits, recommending career choices based on individual ability, offering new ideas that take character into consideration, and provide analysis and guidance. Next, we will introduce the design and implement process of the whole system. The first part is knowledge modeling, including information acquisition, data set analysis and rule representation. Our information consists of dataset containing occupational information and the Myers-Briggs type indicator used to describe personality. As shown in the table, we obtain knowledge in a variety of ways, including screening and downloading the datasets that best meet the project needs from the dataset website, obtaining personality dimension analysis and occupational personality theory from academic journals, and obtaining sample questions of the Occupational Personality Questionnaire from 2 of the most commonly used MBTI test sites for reference. The original dataset contains 17,800 occupational data and describes the occupational information in multiple features. After the data processing, we can see that there are many features that contain data of more than 5 categories, and some even have thousands of categories. This gives the dataset a broader occupational coverage, but also makes it difficult to reason directly from the raw data. So, we classified the dataset according to the characteristics of each feature. Then, we use k-means method to cluster the dataset and analyze the work type of the dataset according to the 3 dimensions of work style, required education, and required work experience. According to the elbow method, it is a better choice to aggregate occupational data into 4 categories. For the first cluster, most of the jobs are part-time, which have almost no requirements for academic qualifications and work experience. They belong to low-level jobs with lower thresholds. For the second cluster, most of the jobs are full-time, which do not require high work experience, but need higher academic qualifications. They are primary jobs provided for college graduates. The job types of the third cluster are almost full-time, with high requirements for work experience and low requirements for academic qualifications. They belong to advanced jobs for skilled workers. And for the fourth cluster, all of the job types are full-time, with higher requirements for work experience and academic qualifications. They are senior jobs for senior executives in the industry. Referring to the data volume of the 4 clusters, we can also find that the number of the last 3 types of jobs in the dataset is relatively average, and the number of low-level jobs is higher due to the lower threshold and wider coverage. As a result, our dataset already has a high use value. Based on the type, location, telecommuting, and industry restrictions required by the user, the system can get the most suitable work in the current work field of the user by intelligent reasoning. Based on the user's personality, education, and work experience, the system can get the job that can make the user have better experience in the working place. And in order to make this recommendation more meaningful, the system also conducts a secondary reasoning of the process job based on the type, location, and telecommuting, and compared and analyzed the 2 career results, inferred to show our recommendation reasons. The intelligent reasoning system of this project is built on the basis of this knowledge system. Our system will generate 2 career recommendation plans, one for the ideal job and one for the suitable job, to provide job inspiration to the user in a way that matches the user's ability and needs as much as possible. In particular, the ideal job is a recommendation based on the user's ability and requirements, which matches the user's current field. Combining the user's job requirements, this job is a great fit with the user's personality. The user would feel more comfortable if engaged in this direction. The suitable job recommendation is to give the user inspiration about the relevant employment, making the user think about their endless possibilities. Meanwhile, we give the character analysis of the people who are suitable for these 2 different jobs to give users more inspiration, by recognizing the different qualities of these 2 professions. Users can better understand their personalities and ways of doing things. Besides, we also understand that from many factors, users cannot abandon their professions and only talk about personality matching to find a job. Therefore, through the 2 personality analyses, we hope that users can strengthen themselves in the following development to better adapt to the work they are doing. Starting from this part, we will introduce how we implemented the vision of the Jobviser system step by step. The whole structure of Jobviser is shown here. Our system consists of two main parts, the front end and the back end. The front end web page is developed using the Vue framework. The back end reasoning system is developed using Python, and the Flask framework is used to connect the front end and back end to realize a complete system with the separation of front and back end. We use active figure to show how our system works. When the user enters the reasoning system from the main page, they can fill in their personal basic information through the questionnaire page and then click the submit button to pass parameters through Flask's get and post requests. The information obtained from the front end is packaged and sent to the back end reasoning system to get complete career recommendation information. And then the information generated by the back end is passed back to the front end output page, parsed and presented to the user. Our system uses Vue framework to develop the front end because it is one of the most popular web development tools nowadays. We show the overall front end architecture of our system. The front end calls Flask library for get and post requests to connect with the backend API to achieve the parameter transfer. Our front end uses Vue Edify to make the framework easier to build. Our system builds for routes, main page, questionnaire page, result page, and feedback page through the Vue framework to realize the display of the 4 pages and the transition between the pages. In order to establish a regular connection between the results of the personality test and the occupational data in the database, making it possible for back-end reasoning, we refer to the common suitable occupational types corresponding to the personality types given by the official website of MBTI, and summarize the corresponding personality types of all categories of the industry feature. However, because the professional directions corresponding to each personality type are diverse, our reasoning rules are also very complex. The purpose is to allow each personality type to obtain a more comprehensive career choice direction as much as possible. The backend of our project is mainly composed of data processing, database and intelligent reasoning modules. We first store the raw dataset in the SQLite database, from which the data processing module can call the data. Afterwards, we use Python to remove the bad data from the dataset, classify and simplify it according to the actual meaning, and restore the processed new dataset into the database table, after interacting with the front end to obtain the data input by the user. The reasoning module matches and compares the dataset according to the rules, and then returns the result obtained by the intelligent reasoning module to the front end. In order to make the operation process of our backend more intuitive, we show an example of intelligent reasoning in the backend in the following figure. It can be seen that the reasoning system processes the conditions passed in from the front end through the calling rules, performs multiple reasoning in the dataset, and finally summarizes it into a complete reasoning result. Since our dataset contains multiple features and is not perfectly averaged, the data information is clustered biased across multiple features. Such a gap in the amount of category data may lead to 2 extreme cases after multi-layer reasoning. One is that the number of reasoning results satisfying all rules is greater than 1, and the other is that the number of reasoning results satisfying all rules is 0. In order to achieve the uniqueness of the output results, we improve the reasoning system. Since the results obtained in the first case have no more filtering basis, all results meet the filtering conditions, which means that we cannot continue to compare the quality of all results. In this case, we choose to use the function to pick one of the results as the output. In the second case, we need to go back to the penultimate level of reasoning or higher. However, due to the large number of parallel rules, we cannot quickly locate which rule has an empty reasoning result, and we cannot assign weights to the system by subjectively judging the importance of the rules. In the end, we split the progressive reasoning structure into parallel structures. Next, we will show a use case for Jobviser.
First, visit our main page. You can see how Jobviser works and what you can obtain from Jobviser. Once you input your name and agree to our terms, you can enter the questionnaire page. In the second step, you only need to fill out 11 questions to finish the questionnaire. It is so convenient, isn't it? You can also see how many questions you've already answered in the progress bar. And then, click to submit, and you can see the output. Firstly, Jobviser gives you a highlight of your information and gives you your personality analysis. You can see how you deal with things and people here. Secondly, Jobviser recommends you your ideal job based on your job requirements and your abilities, and show you what kind of people is easier on handling this job. If you want to continually work on this career, you can try to strengthen yourself to adjust to the job. Thirdly, Jobviser recommends you a suitable job when adding your characters as consideration, and still show you what kind of people is easier on handling this job. A recommendation for your suitable job is to inspire you and make you think about your endless possibilities. What's more, if you want to take a professional test of your personality, Jobviser also recommends you some official websites. You can retake a questionnaire if you are not satisfied about the result, or you can back to the main page. You can also give us a score if you are willing to.